Hello world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to RoboThoughts Zero to Hero series C++ coding in Arduino Mega. We are on lesson number 9 and I am going to show you naming a variable in your C program using Arduino. How do you name it? So guys, naming a variable, so let me just move on to the sketch and I can show you some examples. That way it's going to be easy. All right, so this is my Arduino IDE. Okay, so basically, I showed you how the variable works in the previous two videos. I hope you understand how the variable works in the IDE, in Arduino IDE or any other IDE if you are using for C++ programming. All right, so variable can be given any name that you like, okay, as long as it sticks to certain rules. There are few rules to define a name. Okay, I am going to talk about that rules in a minute. So it is better to give variables a meaningful name. Actually, it has to have some kind of meaning so that you understand throughout the code what exactly you are writing, and also for others that help you and others to understand the code, your code, or you can call it as a sketch, right? For example, the total score. In the previous video I showed you what is the total score you are printing out of that game, right? And that would be a good variable. A score total or a total score could be a good variable name. Okay, so there are few rules, the naming convention for the rules. Now the variable rule number one, right, most important. Variables can consist of any letters from A to Z, A to Z in a lowercase or a uppercase. You can use a combination of lower and upper both. Okay, that is rule number one. Rule number two, variables can contain the numbers as well, that is 0 to 9, but may not start with a number. Okay, it can contain a number but it should not start with a number. The beginning of your variable name should not start with a number. It should be a combination of alphanumeric. All right, example, say 3 variable is not allowed compared to where 3 is allowed, right? So that is how it is. So let me just type and show. For example, say you are declaring a variable with int. Okay, so 3, say motor. Okay, this is not acceptable, it will not work. But what you can do is say my motor 3. Okay, this will work. This way you will remember, okay, you are setting a variable for your motor number 3 or 4 in your robot, right? That is how the naming convention works. Okay, and most important thing guys, the rule number 3, the variable may not have the same names in Arduino language keyword. Okay, so it's not mandatory that the same language is available within the keyword inbuilt in Arduino IDE. For example, you cannot have a variable name int is int. It's not going to work, it's going to throw up error. That's not going to happen, right? So you need to find your own name which is meaningful to the project what you are writing. Okay, and rule number 4, the variable must have a unique name. It should be unique to your code, to your project. You cannot have two variables with the same name, right? Say for example, int my motor 3 and int my motor 3. So this is not going to work, this is wrong. So you cannot have two different variable in the same name. You can say my motor 4 or my motor say sensor, my motor sensor 1, something like that, right? So it cannot have same name at all, it cannot repeat again. Okay, so it's very important. Now rule number 5, variable names are case sensitive. So for example, the names are case sensitive, not the int. So count count and count are two different variables. For example, if you use a uppercase and a lowercase, it will be two different variables. For example, say my motor 3 is the first variable, and then you can say my and then motor my motor 3. So this is acceptable, right? So you have a lowercase and uppercase as m, so it will be two different variable name. That is how it works. Now variable may not contain any special characters except one character acceptable, which is underscore. Okay, so for example, you can say int, say my sensor underscore infrared. Okay, like this, right? You can use underscore, but apart from this character nothing else is acceptable, only underscore. All right guys, so basically this is how you put define a naming convention for your Arduino sketch. This is for your variables in the Arduino sketch. All right, so this is how it is, and that is how you initialize the value when it is defined int, right? Int equals to, you don't have to even put equals to, you just have to define the name, right? That is how the naming convention works. I hope this is clear guys. If you do not understand this, do leave a comment. I will explain you in a much better way. All right, I am going to be back soon with lot more lessons. See you until then. Goodbye.